again, my beautiful people. Welcome to my podcast, Let's Talk About Us with Uche. I am your host, Uche. If you're returning, thank you very much for your support, your continued support. I really do appreciate you. If this is your first time on my podcast, please make sure to download, subscribe, share with your friends and family. If this is your first time on my YouTube channel, please also make sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification so that anytime I upload a video, you'll be the very first to be notified. Thank you very much. So I do want to apologize. I've been kind of off air for a little bit. It's been the holiday festivities and traveling and being together with family and just, you know, a lot of things have been going on. So I have not had the opportunity to record as usual and I try to upload at least once a week. You know, it doesn't always happen like that, but I was out of town, I was out of state, and I wasn't traveling with my equipment. I usually prefer to record from my home or, you know, from the comfort of my home. At least this is my first video or first episode since the holiday. So today I do want to talk about a topic that's sort of going viral. It was going viral on Twitter. I don't know if it's still going viral right now. It's about the True Kitchen drama. So for people who don't know, True Kitchen restaurant in Dallas, Texas has been trending on Twitter. Like I said, I don't know if it's still trending as of right now, but it was trending for a while, a few days ago. So apparently what happened is the restaurant owner by name Kelley, restaurant owner of a True Kitchen restaurant in Dallas, was trending on Twitter where he was cursing folks out and using the F word and telling people to get the fuck out of his restaurant.
I invested a lot of money into buying this building, into developing this concept so black people can have somewhere nice to go to, okay? Somewhere where we can feel good about ourselves as a... Come on! Stop the music, please! Somewhere where our people can feel good about ourselves as a culture, okay? Yeah. No, real talk. And so all this twerking and shit, take it to Prime, take it to Pink, don't bring it here because we're a restaurant. And so beyond that, 75% of my customers are ladies. And I want men to show respect for themselves for how they carry themselves here. So how can I tell the men to respect themselves and you guys are twerking on glass here? If you want to do it, get the fuck out my restaurant. Because I did it for our people and I did it for our culture. So don't do it now. Don't do it again. I don't want to hear it. If you don't like it, get out because I don't need your money. I need to provide something for my people. And don't do it again. Thank you.
He seemed really angry, basically. He seemed really angry. He was using vulgar language, and apparently initially there was a video of a woman that was twerking on the wall and And mind you, this is a restaurant where people are eating. You know, you have a lot of people eating, sitting down and eating, and you know, it's supposed to be an outing, it's supposed to be a public place, and then you have this lady twerking and moving, and it looked like she was dancing and trying to seduce the wall. It looked like she was trying to seduce the wall, you know. And I guess the restaurant owner, Kelley, he got offended. He was really pissed off, and he came in there. He was dropping the F-bomb. He was really angry, basically telling people that to not disrespect his establishment, that this is his business, that he's putting a lot of money in, and if you're going to be ghetto and be obnoxious and obscene, get the fuck out of his restaurant, and I don't need your money. So as soon as this video went viral, people weren't really feeling his energy. It seemed like from my research, a lot of people have mixed feelings about it. A lot of people say that he went overboard, and a lot of people said that it was appropriate, and you know, so it's kind of mixed feelings. Some people are dragging him on the internet, and I'm seeing and reading folks saying that he should be canceled, his restaurant should be canceled, you know, black folks shouldn't patronize it anymore, you know, and blah blah and blah and blah. This is my reaction to this whole mess. Me personally, as a black man, as a black person in this country who is also an aspiring business owner, I can totally understand where he's coming from. And by the way, eventually there were some news clips that reviewed more videos, more footage of it. Wasn't just one black lady. It was like a bunch of women just, you know, twerking and acting very sexual in the restaurant. And there was at least one person that was standing on the furniture.
Because I did it for our people and I did it for our culture.
It started with some customers standing on furniture and twerking. Music played inside True Kitchen plus cocktails. Owner Kelley says before the viral video was recorded, he asked the women to stop dancing and sit down. The viral video shows him addressing the whole restaurant, saying he invested a lot of money into it so that black people can have somewhere nice to go and feel good. The video spread quickly online, many saying Kelley addressed the situation poorly. He later posted on the restaurant's Facebook apologizing for using salty language, but not for calling out the women. He also posted other videos showing what the women were doing and how workers and management responded before he addressed the whole restaurant. Katie Johnston for CBS 11 News.
It was just a hot mess, and it's very embarrassing to watch that on the news, on national television. A restaurant owned by a black man, mostly patronized by black people, and then you have all these black women acting very sexual, being very sexual, twerking and moving very seductively in a restaurant that's supposed to be an establishment, a public establishment created specifically just for black folks. I thought it was very embarrassing and very sad. Like I said, a lot of people are having mixed feelings about it because they're saying, well, Mex Thee Stallion's new song Body was playing. If you don't want people to be twerking and acting seductively, you should not be playing that kind of music. Me personally, as a black person in this country and as also an aspiring business owner, I totally understand his frustration. Part of the whole thing about living in a very white supremacist nation or society is everything is predominantly white. A lot of things are white owned, so you feel trapped, really. You see the frustration, you feel the frustration as a result of white supremacy. As a black person, a person of color, especially a black person, you feel the frustration of being overlooked, the frustration of not being wanted, the frustration of being the bottom of the barrel, and you want to start your own thing. You want to start your own thing and serve yourself and also members of your community. And I feel where this man is coming from. He's put in a lot of money, he's put in a lot of effort, he's put in a lot of time to build his own business, a black owned business. And I'm sure he was hoping to be patronized by black folks, because as a black person creating business opportunities for black people, you want black people, your own people, to patronize your business. So I would hope that's his whole aim. So seeing how much money and effort and time he's put into his business, and having the establishment turn into something that he didn't plan on, I'm pretty sure he wanted people to be able to go there, black people to be able to go there and eat in a very respectable fashion. It's a public place. It's a restaurant. It's not a club. It's not a dance hall. So I'm pretty sure he wanted to, just like he said in that video, he wanted to create a safe space for black people, his own folks, which are mostly black women, to go there to be themselves and not feel judged, not feel ostracized, and just have a good time. It's a business. It's an establishment. And now you have all these ladies acting a fool in his restaurant. So I'm pretty sure that rubbed him the wrong way, and I could totally understand his frustration. Hell, me personally, I would have been pissed off too. I would have said a few negative things here and there. I feel like I honestly can't blame him for what he said, even though he did use some vulgar language. He used the F word and things like that. I truly can't blame him. I would say it was not a good business move, because at the end of the day, the customer is always right. It doesn't necessarily matter what the customer did. If the customer's behavior was too much, you could just excuse that customer and get rid of them. You can even bar them from coming back into your establishment. My point is, there are more professional ways to handle that kind of situation, but it seems like he, according to the statement that he put out earlier, it seemed like he politely talked to them at first, and people still disregarded him and kept doing what they were doing and being ratchet and being ghetto and whatnot. And at that point, after you've talked to somebody in a very professional way, especially when your money, when your reputation is on the line, I can understand you blowing up, so I totally understand him going off. I really commend him for standing by his business. I really commend him for speaking out, but I would say that his language is a little bit too vulgar. You shouldn't have cursed at the customers, and you shouldn't use the F word. You shouldn't tell them to get the fuck out of your restaurant. That you shouldn't use the words like, I don't need your money, and things like that. However, I think that's very understandable. Truly, I don't think he went ridiculously overboard. I think he went overboard, but I think it's still within reasoning. A lot of people are trying to make it up as though he's a narcissist, or it's all about him and things like that. I don't think so. I see a man who is genuinely fed up, who is genuinely irritated, especially considering the fact that he tried to approach these people multiple times, tried to talk to them multiple times, and they completely disregarded him and kept doing what they were doing, which is very disrespectful. Eventually, he got tired and he blew up. And again, the way he blew up was in the most professional way. He did apologize for it. I commend him for apologizing for using vulgar words. Like I said earlier, he did put out a statement on Facebook or on social media. I can't really find it, but if I do find it, I'll post it on here. He did put up a statement and he apologized for using vulgar language, but he didn't apologize for checking people. And I think I commend him for that. He stood in his shit. He knew from a mature point of view that you should never use vulgar language in people, especially in a professional setting. But I commend him for standing up for himself and try to protect his business and his reputation. Now, that's been said, I do want to address the black women that were twerking in that restaurant. This is part of what I've been talking about for a while. We disrespect our own kinds way too much. Way too much. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe you guys can comment down below, but I feel like when it comes to black on black people, we feel that, if another black person is involved, we feel the need, like we feel like we have a pass to disrespect the other black person just because they're black. I don't know if that even makes sense. I highly doubt that these same black women that were twerking and acting all sexual in a public restaurant, I highly doubt that they'll be doing the exact same thing in a white establishment. I highly doubt it. But because the black-owned restaurant is mostly black people, we feel the need to act a fool. We feel the need to get away with acting a fool. We feel the need to disrespect our own. And this goes back to what I've been saying, that this whole Black Lives Matter, y'all. The easy part is talking about Black Lives Matter. The easy part is hashtagging Black Lives Matter. The hard part is actually putting our money where our mouth is. The hard part is actually living it out. You know what I mean? Do you believe your Black Lives Matter? This is a black man who has his own establishments, you know, who is probably sick and tired of patronizing white-owned businesses, probably sick and tired of being marginalized as a black person in a predominantly white nation, who is probably sick and tired of white supremacy, and he has taken initiative to put his money and his time to build his own restaurant, to build his own establishment, to serve black folks, to serve black people, most specifically black women. He has put his money, his time, his sweat into a business, and you come into his establishment and disrespect him like that. If your Black Lives Matter, if you truly believe that your Black Lives Matter, the fact that this restaurant is owned by a black person should even give you more incentive for you to respect it more, you know, because especially it's already hard enough that as a black business owner, you are basically shoved down the barrel. You know, you're basically overlooked by the majority. You're basically overlooked by the general public, and also a lot of times you're overlooked by your own people, the black folks. You know what I'm saying? So I would expect black people to patronize, support, respect a black owned business, and not go on there and act a fool and feel like you can get away with it because it's another black person that owns that restaurant. And again, this goes back to what I've been saying about this whole Black Lives Matter. It's not what we say, but what we do. Actions speak louder than voice. If you truly believe that your Black Lives Matter, if we collectively as black people, if we truly believe that our Black Lives Matter, we will act it out. Not just say it, we will act it out. And watching this news clip on national television, and watching these black women in a restaurant just twerking, just, you know, being, this is just sad. You know, it's very sad. It's very, very sad, because once again, we are perpetuating this whole narrative that black women can't help themselves when it comes to twerking, when it comes to being sexual, when it comes to hypersexuality. You have a bunch of grown ass people in a restaurant supposed to be eating their food, supposed to be having a good time, you know, just like everybody else, and then a music starts playing and you take it to twerking. You know, you have people, you have this one lady twerking at the wall, you have somebody on the furniture. You know, this is just sad, and this is on national television. Everybody's looking at it, everybody's watching. You know, in the same year where we're marching and protesting for Black Lives Matter, for George Floyd's death, you know, to be seen and to be recognized by white America, to be represented, to be given opportunities, and we are once again perpetuating our own demise. This is exactly what I'm talking about. So I hold those black women accountable. I really you have to hold people accountable for, because this is just sad. I don't think that the restaurant owner was way out of line. I think he was out of line, yes, but I don't think it was ridiculously out of line. I think he was within reasoning. Him cursing was a little too much, but I think he was within reasoning. The man was genuinely pissed off. He really was pissed off, and I would be pissed off too. Anybody with half a brain would be pissed off too. You know what I mean? Especially considering the fact that he approached them at first and tried to be nice. He tried to be humble. He tried to be calm, and obviously that was not effective. So he had to do it the hard way. You know, so I really do commend him. I really don't blame him for raising his voice. I really don't blame him for trying to save his business. Again, his vulgar language was a little too much. You shouldn't curse at your customers, and you shouldn't say that you don't need their money, because, you know, they're the people paying your bills, truly. And I do commend him for coming out to basically stand in his own shit. You know, he did apologize for the vulgar language, but he didn't apologize for checking people. And also for the folks who are talking about cancel. I talked about cancel culture in one of my previous episodes, you know, how that is very detrimental. We're so quick to cancel folks. I don't think this man should be canceled, you know, especially as a black business owner. I think his anger made sense. I thought his anger and his emotion made sense. I don't think he should be canceled. Yes, he should be, you know, he should face some type of reprimand for using vulgar language, but I don't think he should be canceled because, again, this is a black person in a white supremacist nation, in a white supremacist society, in a predominantly white society who has taken initiative to do something that a lot of black folks can't even do. You know, starting his own business, maintaining his own business, and so far he seems successful because that place looked packed. You know, there's a lot of black folks who are struggling with their businesses, who are starting up and don't have any type of patronization. They don't have any type of support. And this man, he seems like he's doing well. He seems like he's doing okay. So instead of canceling him, I would say to support him even more so that his business can continue to be successful. I don't think his should be canceled. But anyway, this is my reaction. This is the end of my reaction to this viral video, this video that went viral on the internet. Please comment down below to let me know how you feel about my commentary, my reaction. Do you agree with me that yes, the restaurant owner Kevin Kelley, he was a little out of line. He was out of line, but I don't think he was overly out of line. Yes, I agree that he should not have cursed. Do you also agree with me that he should not have cursed at the customers? He should not have used the F word and, you know, get the fuck out and I don't need your money and things like that. However, I think that it made sense for him to be angry, considering the fact that he had tried to talk to them politely multiple times and it was all futile, to the point that he had to raise his voice because apparently that's the only thing that would work at this point. Do you agree with me that he was within his rights? Do you agree with me that the ladies that were twerking and acting all sexual in a public restaurant, do you agree with me that they were out of line? Because realistically, I don't see these same black ladies doing the exact same thing, that kind of behavior in a white-owned business, in a white-owned restaurant. Do you also agree with me that a lot of times black folks, we disrespect our own kinds more than anybody else? You know, as black people, we feel like we can get away with a lot of things when another black person is involved as opposed to a non-black person. Do you also agree with me that we should toss that behavior and support each other more? When you see a black business, you might want to act up to par. When you see a black business, respect them, show support, show love, you know, because at the end of the day, it's already bad enough, it's already hard enough to try to survive as a black business owner in a predominantly white nation, in a predominantly white society, and we need to patronize our own kinds more, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, black businesses, they're there to serve our own community. They're there to help circulate money within the black community, something that we've been wishing and praying for all this while. And last but not the least, do you agree with me that talk is cheap? It's so easy for black folks to get on the internet and talk about Black Lives Matter, but at the end of the day, we fail to put in work. A lot of us, we fail to put in work. Yes, we have some black folks who are genuinely putting in work and doing the part of Black Lives Matter and acting accordingly as though they're Black Lives Matter, but then you have some of these other black folks who are so quick to get on the internet and hashtag Black Lives Matter and talk about Black Lives Matter, but when it comes to respecting themselves and acting accordingly and acting as though they're Black Lives Matter, it's crickets. Do you agree with me that we need to take collectively, we as black folks collectively need to take more initiative to show the world that our Black Lives Matter, not just through what we say, but what we do, how we compose ourselves, how we support each other? Do you agree with me? Please share your thoughts down below. Please like and share this video if you liked what I'm about. Also, please make sure to hit that subscribe button so that anytime I upload a video, you'll be the very first to be notified. Please follow me on social media, Facebook and Instagram at Let's Talk with Uche. My website is www.letstalkaboutus.org. And if you want to email me suggestions or just send your love or share your love, please send me an email at letstalkwithuche@gmail.com. Thank you very much. Until next time.